Hi, I wanted to talk about a Norwegian horror film I recently watched on Netflix called Viking Wolf. This is a horror film that's got one of the same writers as a recent monster movie called Troll that was on Netflix. A very good watch again as well. This follows a mother and her daughter as they've just moved from Finland, I think, to Norway. The mum is a police officer. The daughter, 17 years old, trying to fit in at school. She goes out to a party in the woods and her friends get attacked by a creature. She gets bitten and escapes, and you find out that it is a werewolf. But there's a link to Norwegian folklore and myths that is really fun in this movie, and I think really adds to differentiate it from other werewolf movies. You're initially thinking, teenage girl gets bitten by a werewolf. Oh, it's Ginger Snaps then. It's not. That's about as close as the parallels get. What is good about this movie is the writing. It's very clever. It's very straightforward. They don't overblow anything. There's no message they're trying to get across, or if they were, I didn't get it. It was just enjoyable. It's got a short sense of humour, but it is serious at the same time. It has got realistic teenagers. By that I mean that they are not all hunks. They are not 28-year-old women playing 17-year-old girls. They are not, buffed up studs playing 17-year-old boys. They all look young. They all look awkward, and it really adds to the atmosphere of it. And that's something to say that the main girl who plays the daughter, she really is a good actress, and there are little moments in it that really add to the believability of the film. There's one bit where she gets her kiss from this boy, and when he goes away she gives this sort of type look, and it just looks realistic, and she sells it. The setting is really good as well, because it's not set in New York City or somewhere like that, and it's not got that Americanization about it. It feels little bit more realistic. I mean, the Norwegian rural area, very much like the countryside in England for the most part, lots of trees and roads and small towns, and maybe that makes it hit a bit home more for me because I live in a village with woods and local people, but with a town nearby, but it just makes it all feel a little bit more realistic and homely, and I think it really adds to it as well, and it's not got that gloss that you get with American films. Doesn't mean it's not got nods to American films, mind. There are plenty of nods to Jaws in this, and if you watch, you don't have to sort of carefully spot them. They are there, but they're not rammed down your throat. They are done subtly, and they're just fun to get noticed, and they just spark a bit of imagination. Doesn't mean it's totally free from tropes as well. I mean, you do get the end of the second act, wizened old person who gives you the download of information on what you're dealing with at that point. You get a good creature transformation. I won't say when it happens because that will ruin it, the surprise, but a good creature transformation. Characters don't end up as you might think they would end up, whether that's be living, alive, or something else. The CGI for the wolf is good. They know how to shoot it well. It's shot at night, but in daylight. Not daylight, but in the light. They don't hide it in shadows, so you feel cheated. And they shoot it appropriately. Also, the prosthetic effects as well for the transformation scenes are good. They show enough of it so you can see what you're looking at, but they don't linger on anything, so you don't pick holes in it, which I felt was really good. I mean, it's not an overly gory film, but there is gore. It's just very much at the right level. There's been a lot of these good films coming out of Europe in the last few years, whether it's from Ireland or other areas of Europe. I mean, Blood Red Skies, a recent monster one, I think was fantastic. That was a European film, and it just lends that different feel to everything. The cinematography, the atmosphere, the settings, they're just a bit better, and they're not sort of Hollywoodized. I don't really know what I mean by Hollywoodized, but it's kind of, I know it when I see it, and they just give a real enjoyable, fun feel to their films. I think that's probably the thing, is that they're looking to entertain people and make a good product. They're not worried about having to get a message across or cast a certain person. That's one of the things I liked. I mean, a lot of the writing in this, they've got good little character moments. I mean, stupid little things that other films might not have. I mean, there's a receptionist who is on the phone to her husband. No reason for her to be on the phone to her husband, but you get 15 seconds of her just chatting to her husband. That, again, it sells the fact that this is just the real world. It's sort of down the high street, and this is what's going on. No one sort of acts in a stupid manner other than one person who drives a car into a building for no real reason whatsoever. That is the only sort of stupid act I think is in it. And I just think it's great. There are other nods to films such as American Werewolf in London with some hallucinations, but again, nothing heavy duty or nothing to pull you out of it and wish you were watching something else. I don't know if this is a film I'd re-watch necessarily, but if it was on, I will give it a look. It's got a very good English dub, because they use people with the same accents as the characters for the dub, so you still get the same feeling and the atmosphere that it is abroad. And I just can't recommend this enough. I put it on, it's now 38 minutes long, really enjoyable. Really felt satisfied watching it, and I would say also watch Blood Red Sky and Troll if you want as well. Troll is a bit more like a Godzilla-y King Kong monster movie with a giant troll trying to get from point A to point B in the centre of the capital city, and someone trying to stop it. But it's just done in a entertaining way. And Blood Red Sky is vampires on a plane, which again is done in a really fun and entertaining way. Let me know what you think about this film. Was this one even on your radar? Did you think I won't watch it because it's got, foreign names in it? It is off-putting sometimes. You do think it might be hard work, but this is not. And I hope that if you're looking for a monster movie to watch, or just a good quality film, to be honest, you give this one a shot.